Hi guys, welcome back to another episode, another week, another topic. Oh my god, this has been a rough week. Oh my god, isn't it Tuesday? Yes, it is Tuesday. Well, what I meant is, since the last time we spoke, I've been struggling so much with staying awake. So much. I think I mentioned before that I have idiopathic hypersomnia. So basically, for an unknown reason, my body just wants to sleep. I have hypersomnia, which means, just sleeping too much, basically. I can sleep, my body just wants to sleep, and, it's not as cool as you think. Because sometimes you're like, I really need to do this, and then you sit for 5 seconds. Well, for me, it's not even sitting. The problem started that I would be standing in the shower and I was falling asleep. I would be doing the dishes, standing up, grabbing knives, falling asleep. That's when I knew it was dangerous, because I was literally grabbing knives, trying to wash them, and then I started falling asleep as I'm standing there. It's crazy. So, I don't know if I've told you this before, but yes, I was diagnosed with that a few years ago. And I was put on different medications. I still don't think I'm taking the one that I should be, but that's only because that medication interferes with hormonal contraceptives and all that stuff. So, you gotta choose. The medication I'm taking now, it's good, but sometimes I'm like, okay, so I take it, and I'm still falling asleep. Literally, if you guys knew how much I've struggled, I didn't know this was a thing. I thought I was just lazy. I thought I was just always tired. I was just exhausted. Just the burnout is real, which it is, right? Probably a lot I am. I thought I was just, at some point, I was super tired because I had just been a mom, or because I was being a mom, going to college, having a job, cooking, cleaning, doing things, taking care of my daughter. But for the last 10 years, I've been doing the same thing, which obviously doesn't help, right? How am I going to know that it's not just the type of life that I take, that I have to work, and, well, I don't go to school anymore, but back then I was going to school, and I had a job, and I had my daughter, the house, everything to take care of. So it's quite difficult, But also remember before that, when I used to go to high school, I would literally get home and then take a nap of 2-3 hours, and then wake up and not knowing if it was Christmas or if it was Saturday or if it was 5 o'clock or 11 at night. It's just one of those things that you just fall asleep and then you sleep for hours. I'm not one of those people that say, I'm going to take a power nap. For me, power naps are 2 hours. I literally, if I go to the bed and I say I'm going to take a nap, I won't wake up for 1 or 2 hours at least. Well, I think that's probably the max that I usually take. But if I sleep less than that, I don't feel rested at all. And even when I take 2-hour naps, sometimes I don't feel rested. It just gives me kind of a boost of energy, or a boost of awakeness. And that actually only lasts a couple hours. So one of the treatments that they offered me back then was to take naps. Which, who has the luxury of taking multiple naps during the day when you're feeling tired? If you're working, let's say you start working at 8 in the morning, and then by 9, you're already falling asleep, and you're like, okay, I gotta take a nap. You can be taking, 15-minute naps every hour, every 2 hours, 3 times a day. It's just insane. Which, that's something that they make me do when I did my sleep study, because yes, I had to do a sleep study just to make sure that I was not narcoleptic. And I was a little bit that's what I thought it was. I thought it was maybe narcolepsy. Maybe I was borderline narcoleptic, and I was not. So that was something. Somehow more like I kind of hoped that it was narcolepsy, because then, I don't know, you just know. Then you just say people, oh, you know, I'm a narcoleptic. There's also 2 different types of narcolepsy. Narcolepsy type 1 and type 2. One of them is with cataplexy, which is when people would just fall asleep, like if they have big emotions or something, they just like drop on the ground. That's what most people know that narcolepsy is, that they would just literally, just your body just shucks and shuts down, and you're asleep in 5, like you don't even know, and you're asleep, and then you wake up. It's just, I don't have that. Mine is more like, it's not even progressive or like something that goes like little by little, I'm getting tired. It's more like I'm fine, and then a minute later I'm like very tired, and then like another minute and I feel like I cannot even like keep my eyes open, keep my head up. I have to just go to sleep. It's just, and I try to fight it. Like literally I try to like, you know, kind of like smack my face, just like normal people do it, right? Splash water in my face, on my hands, take a shower, drink coffee, drink stuff. When I was back in college, I used to try to drink, you know, coffee or energy drinks, which is, I learned the hard way that energy drinks are not for me. They would just give me, my heart would just race, like my heart's just racing, but it doesn't keep me up. It just basically feels like I'm just gonna die, especially since I have anxiety, right? But back then I didn't know I had anxiety, so it was just like my heart was just racing, and I couldn't even concentrate, I couldn't focus, I couldn't do anything. So I didn't ever again took any energy drinks. Coffee, caffeine doesn't do it for me. I could drink a Coke, I could drink a coffee 5 minutes before I go to bed, and I would still go to bed. That's why it's so hard, you know, to find the right medication too, because trying to stay awake, like I take my medication and it's supposed to be something that a lot of people would take, and they literally would not sleep all day. To me, it's like, well, I took it, but I'm still falling asleep. So sometimes even with the medication, I still, you know, when I have the opportunity, I do take naps. Like I would be, like I took my medication at 7 in the morning, I'm doing my things, and if I have a chance in the middle of the day, I would just take a nap. I would just lay down, and that kind of like helps a little bit to get through the day. But if not, I would take my same medication, again around 11 or 12, because that's how I'm prescribed to take it, because I was taking an extended release medication and it was not doing anything. I was just basically taking it and it would not keep me awake at all. Like it's just by sometimes 10, 11, 12, I'll be falling asleep. I think the most would be maybe like 1 or 2 that I would like be able to stay, and then just my body would just not, it just shuts down and it just doesn't want to stay awake anymore. And you know, I tried cookies, candy, anything, you know, that people would think this will wake you up, or this would like give you energy, or this would like give you something for, you know, just to last a couple more hours. But no, I tried eating, because some people were like, well, you're not eating enough. Well, I tried eating it. It was just making me more sleepy. And so many things that I tried, honestly, through the years. So I went to see a sleep doctor. My sleep doctor said, okay, you're going to have a sleep study. Which, you know, at the beginning you think like, oh, cool, I'm finally going to be able to sleep. Finally, right? It's not as cool as you think. Because yes, at night they connect you to so many things. Literally, so many things. They put like stickers in your head. They put stickers in your chest, in your arms, in your legs. everywhere in your body where there's movement, to see if your legs move when you're asleep, to see if you're, if you, so they put a microphone too. Obviously you don't, it's not like, hey, is this on? No. It's more like it's part of the equipment, or it's near the bed where you're gonna sleep, because you have to go to you go to a sleep clinic. They have a bed there, it's kind of like a hospital room, but not a hospital bed. It's just like kind of like a regular whatever bed. I had a bed, had a bathroom, and I had a little couch. So they instruct you, you go to sleep at night. You have a TV too, which doesn't have that many cool channels either. But you can bring other stuff, like electronics and stuff that you can use while you're there, because you're gonna be there for many hours. I would say about 20 hours maybe. So I was supposed to get there around, I think it was 7 or 8 at night. And then back then they were COVID testing before they do the test. And then they have to wait for the result. And then while they're waiting for the result, they connect you. Obviously, hopefully, it won't be positive, and then you have to take everything off and then go home. But for me, I was fine, so I was connected to everything. They put all the stickers in my body. First I put on my pajamas and all that, and they put all the stickers. There was stuff in my head. It was like weird. I have pictures of that, where I have like stickers in my head. It was because I was gonna get connected to cables. So these stickers are connected to cables. They go through like a switchboard kind of thing, where you're connected to a bunch of cables. Cables that run through your legs, cables that run through your arms, and your chest, your head, and then you wear it in your neck when you need to go to the bathroom, obviously, right? Because if you were connected to the machine, you would not be able to go to the bathroom. So you have a main switch, or like a main plug that you can connect to, that connects to the machine, that is connected to the rest of the stuff, and you can unplug that, and that's part of your switchboard that you can hang to your neck when you go to the bathroom. And other than when you go to the bathroom, you have to be connected at all times. So I was connected to that, and I don't know, I think that night probably I went to sleep like maybe 11. I woke up once because I was like choking in my sleep with my own saliva, of course. And then, so I'm awake. I think they woke me up like at, I want to say maybe 7 in the morning, maybe 6. I don't know. It was very, very early. And I was like, this sucks. But, that's the usual time that I wake up. So it was not like extra bad. It was just weird because, now that you're awake, you have to stay awake for the rest of the day, right? Well, they're going to have you take 5 naps during the day. So after you're done with the night sleep study, you go to the day sleep study, in which every 2 hours, they're going to have you take a nap in between 15 to 20 minutes to see how fast you can fall asleep, during the day. And then they ask you questions like, how tired did you feel, before and after. So they do all those. And then what else? I did, let me see. So yeah, basically after that, they do give you, did they give me dinner? I don't know if it was dinner, but definitely they gave me breakfast, they gave me lunch, and then I don't know if they gave me anything else, but they do bring you at least 2 meals when you're there. They bring you the breakfast, and then you eat, and then, you're expected to, at the certain time, the technician is gonna come. This technician is in a different room. So your room has a camera that's checking on you all the time. It's watching you, surveillance, whatever. So the technician goes to their other room and they're checking on you. They're checking on the cables. They're checking everything is connected. That, how your vitals are, how everything is, like what your body's doing. your REM, your everything, light, deep, anything and everything that you can imagine. So, I know so much stuff, right? They do that in, oh my God, I forgot. So yes, every 2 hours, they have to be checking on you. They basically tell you, okay, it's time to go to sleep. And then you just leave all your stuff, you go to bed, and you just try to go to bed. And they do, like I said, at night, they allowed you to have the TV because they basically want to simulate, like, what would you do at home? You know, like, did you go to bed? Are you watching TV, but can you still fall asleep? Or, you know, is the TV the reason you're not falling asleep or whatever? So a lot of the times they do those tests for people that need to know if they have sleep apnea. To me, I didn't have any sleep apnea. You know, it was part of the test that they're already doing, the sleep study. But during the day, it's different because every 2 hours, they go and tell you, okay, time to go to bed. And then they give you about 15 to 20 minutes. And then you try to go to sleep. Every time, I try to go to sleep. Which, you know, at the end, it was like tiring. Like, oh my God, I have to go to sleep again. So all you do is stay awake and try to go to sleep. It's not like when you're like, oh, I should sleep all day, you know, and you just like lay on your phone or do whatever. No, this is like very strict schedule where you have to go to sleep. And you have a certain amount of time to sleep, and then after that amount of time has passed, they wake you up, and then they tell you, okay, now you have to stay out of the bed. So basically, during the sleep study in the day, you have to stay out of bed because they don't want you falling asleep, you know, because you're in the bed. So you basically just sit on a couch, or they had like this little thing with the leg lift off something. I don't know. One of those couches. You just sit, and I had my computer. I have my iPad. You know, I was watching the TV, and then I was trying to like have my own stuff in the iPad, watching shows. I was trying to do stuff on my phone. I would call my daughter. Well, actually, I called her in the morning, you know, before she went to school. And then all those things, you just do your thing, you know. But obviously, it's not the same because you're not doing a lot. You're just in that room. I mean, you can walk around the room, but what fun is that? And I was like, okay, you know, after so many times that you're supposed to go to sleep, you're like, oh my God, cannot go to sleep anymore. I just want to go home because it's not the same. It's just you're just in a room, and they make you go to sleep, and then they wake you up. It's not like, you know, hey, go to sleep and sleep however, because then I would just sleep half the day. No, they wake you up, and then 2 hours later, they make you go to sleep, and they wake you up, and then again, and then again, and then again. And I was like, oh, what time is this going to be done? So basically, depending on how much data they have, I think it's either 4 or 5 naps during the day. So that means that's another, 8 to 10 hours in the day that you have to stay awake, and they have to be doing that. It's really tiring. You're like, oh, you know, do another sleep study on me. But then once you've done one, you're like, this is so much. Like, honestly, no, I don't want to go back. My doctor has told me, do you want to do it again? Because sometimes I feel like maybe it's not the hypersomnia, maybe it is narcolepsy, you know, maybe it's just not the right diagnosis. Also, you know, taking antidepressants and medications that I'm taking, it also affects. But I was off of them for 2 weeks before I did the study, so I don't know if that could influence or change or anything. The fact that I was off instead of taking them, I don't know. Oh my God, right? So yeah, that's basically the story of how I was diagnosed with that. I went to see the doctor later. I don't know if that went that week or later in the, you know, we started treatment. We tried different treatments for some time, and for now I've been in the same treatment for a while. There is a very specific treatment for idiopathic hypersomnia. There's only one that's FDA approved. The rest are more like off-label. So the treatment that is FDA approved, I kind of like didn't want it. But that is because it was like a very sedative medication. So it's something basically that kind of puts you to sleep at night, so that your body is like taking all the rest it can, like taking everything in, and then in the morning you wake up. But bad thing is that, you know, maybe somebody tries to wake you up and you don't wake up because you're in such deep sleep. So in this case, I didn't want to do that because I have my daughter. I'm like, what if she comes in the middle of the night? She'll not wake me up, and then I don't wake up, and then she gets scared. You know, it's just too many details, too many things. So I decided not to go with that. So every 3 months, I have to go see my sleep doctor. They have to check my progress. They just check that I'm good, that I'm not taking any more than I'm supposed to, that everything is good. You know, just the usual stuff. So every 3 months, I get monitored for that. And yeah, so it's, you know, lots of fun. Not really, but still, I have days where I just like struggle, like, oh, I cannot stay awake. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, start walking, or it's just basically everything interferes with my sleep. If I sit down and I get comfortable, I can go to sleep. If the room is too warm, I can go to sleep. If, you know, whatever, I can go to sleep. But again, it's not just like those kinds of things, because I've fallen asleep in situations where I shouldn't have. Like, you know, when I was doing dishes and I was like basically rubbing knives and I was asleep, and I was like in the shower asleep. Like, those are not regular things people should be able to do, you know, regularly. I just thought I was like sleep deprived mom, but my daughter's too old now, and after so many years, I thought, well, this is not normal. So, you know, I got that, and well, I'm glad I did, because sometimes the medication helps. Like if you're going on a road trip, or you're driving and stuff, that's where it kicks the most, you know, more than if you're just at home and doing nothing. But you know, has its ups and downs, and it's just it's hard living with that. And then it's also a very limited it's a very limited information what's out there for this idiopathic hypersomnia. You know, obviously it wouldn't be called idiopathic if they knew what the reason was, because idiopathic, that's what it means. It means it's unknown. So yeah, hopefully there'll be more research, you know, more medications would become available and all that stuff, because this is literally one of those things that you have to take medication for. I mean, like I said, there's other things like taking naps, but sometimes even those, they don't act. And then if you have something like cataplexy, you know, that's not something you can control. Your body just like shuts down. So hopefully, you know, there would be more research in the next few years about sleep disorders, and we can know a little bit more. Hopefully people would also, you know, read more about that, because I know a lot of people, I didn't know a lot of this before I was diagnosed with that, so I know what it is. I know how it feels to like not know all these things, and like people just think that, hey, I'm just lazy, hey, I'm just tired, hey, I'm just sleep deprived. Like, there's certain points where you're like, okay, this is not normal. So remember to always trust your body, check on yourself. If you feel like something is weird, go to the doctor, talk to them. If you feel like something's not working, talk to them. It's always very important, but keep in touch. If you're taking any kind of treatment, or if you're feeling some sort of way, you gotta go to the doctor. If you don't feel like the doctor's doing their job, tell them or go look for another doctor, but always take care of yourself. So with that, we end today's episode. So remember, guys, I love you. Stay, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.